Hey guys, my name is Ajay. Welcome to my new video. In this video, we will see how to create a free EC2 instance. We will also learn how to link an elastic IP, enabling SSH only to specific IPs, then changing the default SSH port of the EC2 instance. First of all, we should log into the AWS instance. If you have not created an AWS account, you will have to create one. Please watch my previous video which explains how to create an AWS account. Once you are logged in, go to the EC2 dashboard. Before creating an EC2 instance, let's make sure we choose a right region. It's better to choose one based on proximity to you or to your end users. And Mumbai is the closest for me, so I will choose that. Okay, now we are in Mumbai region. Now we can go ahead and launch an instance by clicking the launch instance button. First step is to choose an Amazon machine image, AMI. Amazon has a lot of predefined OS template like Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8, Windows Server 2019, Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, etc. The important thing is you will have to choose that one is free tier eligible. I will choose Ubuntu Server 20.04. That is the latest version of Ubuntu as of now, which is also free tier eligible. Step 2 is to choose an instance type. Amazon has a wide variety of instance type. Instance type basically means the specification of instance, like the number of CPU, RAM, etc. Here also we have to choose the one which is free tier eligible, as we are creating a free EC2 instance. I will choose T2 micro, then click on configure instance details button. If you want to configure instance details like VPC, subnet, etc., you can modify it here. If you want to launch this instance in a new VPC, then just click on create new VPC button. There are a lot of other options as well. We will keep the default settings now. The default root storage comes with an 8 GB space. AWS allows us 30 GB of EBS in its free tier. So I am going to attach another EBS volume of 30 GB. Click on review and launch. Oops, your instance configuration is not eligible for free tier. We choose 30 GB EBS volume, which makes it 38 GB, as there is an 8 GB root volume also. So AWS only allows a total of 30 GB free. Let's go back and correct it. Okay, I'm changing the size to 22 GB to the additional EBS. So it should be fine now. If you want to add any tags, then you can add it. It will be mainly helpful for building purposes. I'm not adding any. Next step is to configure a security group. It's basically a set of firewall rules that will control traffic for instance. There is only one rule here now which allows SSH access to the instance. The source is set as custom 0.0.0/0, which means we can SSH to the server from any IP address. Then click on review and launch. Amazon warns us that this instance can be accessible from any IP. We will correct it later in the video. This page shows a summary of instance details. It shows what we chose earlier and all the other details. Now click on the launch button. Okay, and now we have to create an SSH key which will be used for logging into the instance. So you can give it a name and make sure that you keep this key safe. You won't be able to download it again. It takes a few minutes to launch the instance. Okay, now let's try to SSH into the instance. So for SSHing you need a IP address or public DNS. So I will copy the public DNS which is generated by Amazon. To SSH to Mac or Linux, open terminal. Before SSHing, you have to change the key permission to 400 so that we don't accidentally modify the file. Okay, now let's try to SSH. So you can SSH like SSH -I, path to the key, then the IP address or public DNS. You have successfully logged into the AWS account. If you want to add a name to your EC2 instance, you can add it here. It will be very useful for you if there are multiple instances. As discussed at the starting of the video, let's see how we can restrict SSH to a specific IP address. Go to the security group of the EC2 instance and click on inbound rules. The only rule available here is SSH and the source is set as 0.0.0/0, which means we can SSH from anywhere in the world. It's not safe to keep it like this. So there are a few options available. You can either choose my IP or you can type a custom IP. If you choose my IP, you will be able to SSH from your IP address only. If you want to allow someone else to SSH your server, then you can add their IP address as well by choosing the custom option. You can enable port 80 if you want. So all those rules will come under here. Now let's see how we can change the default SSH port to something other than 22. Most of the attackers or automated bots try to access the default SSH port. So changing it will reduce the login attempts to your server. For that, first SSH to the server and open SSHD config file. It's in the path /etc ssh sshd_config. Add a new line, port space your desired port number. So I am giving it as 8080. Now we have to restart SSH and SSHD. Now we have to allow the port 8080 to be accessed from outside. So for that, go to security groups, inbound rules and add a new rule. So you can choose custom TCP and add port 8080 and we will choose the source as my IP. Now let's try to SSH with the new port. The syntax is SSH space -p port number, then the remaining syntax is same as we used earlier. Okay, now it's working. Now let's see how we can associate an elastic IP address for our EC2 instance. EC2 comes with a default IP, but it will be changed if you reboot the server. So it's better to choose a new static IP. Elastic IPs are free if they are associated with an instance. You will be charged if the elastic IP is not associated with an EC2 instance. To create a new elastic IP in the EC2 dashboard, click on elastic IPs. Now click on allocate elastic IPs. Now we have to attach this IP to the EC2 instance we created. Click on associate IP address, choose the EC2 instance and a private IP address, then click associate. Now let's try to SSH with the new elastic IP and see if it's working. There you go, it's working. Thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please subscribe.